Okay, my sixth one would be, yes, I want to use my phone because I want my phone drained, so yeah. Let's do Mojo videos. Let's do top 10 things only 2000 kids got to experience. I have. Because I'm a 90s baby. I've been through all of these years. Come on. Yeah, I remember those iPods. I used to have one.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things only 2000s kids got to experience. For this list, we'll be looking at the most iconic parts of growing up that are unique to those born in the late 90s or early aughts. What part of your childhood are you most nostalgic for? Let us know in the
90s.
comments. Number 10, Yogos. These
Yeah,
tiny,
I remember
chewy
those.
balls were a staple snack of children everywhere.
3 astronauts have been launched into space.
I don't remember eat those.
Like so many foodstuffs of the 2000s, they were junk masquerading as something healthy because they were made out of yogurt.
Yogurt? Oh, a lot of yogurt. I love yogurt. So this is your lunch for like the month?
Their nutritional value, or lack thereof, aside, we wish Kellogg's would bring them back. And Yogos were far from being the only unique treats on the market. Dr. Pepper was also there, providing a berries and cream soft drink that didn't last long.
I'm not a Dr. Pepper fan, sorry. I just don't like the taste of it.
With a hint of raspberries. And of course, there was Pop-Tarts Go-Tart, an alternative snack for those who were in a rush. But sometimes you just gotta go.
I do remember them.
None of these goodies had much value health-wise.
I remember Pop-Tarts because I eat them all the time.
Do you have any fruit?
It says purple stuff inside. Purple is a fruit.
Number 9, Pimp My Ride.
Yep. I remember watch that show all the time.
You didn't have a car if you were a kid in the 2000s, and you probably didn't have the most refined sense of style either.
That is the ugliest effing skirt I've ever seen.
Maybe that's why Pimp My Ride became so popular with a whole generation. The show was helmed by rapper Exhibit, who'd give one lucky person's whack pair of wheels a makeover each week.
It's Mr. X to the Z Exhibit. Unfortunately for my man Wyatt, I don't think it's possible to have any kind of affair with his 1988 Daihatsu Hijack.
The interior would be decked out with a whole range of gadgets, like TV screens and subwoofers. Plus, they'd almost certainly get a bright and, in retrospect, awful paint job to boot. Most kids dreamt of someday getting a car like the ones on MTV, though we now know that many of the additions, or even the cars themselves, did not work.
No. Come on, please. Please, stay away from me. Don't let him walk away.
Number 8, Pixel Chicks. What do you get when you combine a Tamagotchi with a doll's house? A Pixel Chicks, of course.
You're watching TV when there's a party at my place? You can head with Pixel Chicks and have a Pixel Day.
These iconic toys looked like tiny houses,
I didn't have that when I was growing up.
They featured digital girls who could hang out, go shopping, and even get jobs. And if you didn't treat them properly, they wouldn't hesitate to walk out on you.
Don't you dare ignore her or this chick is out the door.
It sounds harsh, but at least it's less depressing than what happened to neglected Tamagotchis.
I left you with 6 adult Tamagotchis in perfect health, and by the time I came home, they were all dead.
Looking back, Pixel Chicks were incredibly impressive and way ahead of their time.
Not anymore.
So they're sure to make you nostalgic for days of old. Number 7, gel bracelets. For kids in the 2000s, accessorizing meant getting a plethora of gel or jelly bracelets and wearing as many as possible at once. The more you had, the better. regardless of whether you were still able to move comfortably or not.
I could use some help.
I would, but I can't feel my hands.
Many charities and organizations,
Yep.
like Livestrong,
I
would
still
even make
have mine.
branded
I haven't
silicone
wear
bracelets
those a
to
while.
promote themselves. So you could look fly while getting people to know that you, or your parent who probably bought the bracelet, supported causes like cancer care. The options were essentially endless, and the children of the time definitely made the most of it.
Hold on. Let's see. That one.
Number 6, iPod Shuffle. Since the launch of the iPhone in
Oh, you
2007,
said
cell
these.
phones and MP3 players have been irrevocably connected.
But
it wasn't
not
always this way.
anymore.
Back in the day, many kids had a separate device for playing music.
I already made a playlist on this.
A box of Junior Mints?
This isn't an iPod?
There were many options available, but Apple's iPods were arguably the most popular.
iPod is
and
you
the
had
Shuffle
to
was the
write your
cheapest
songs and
version of the product
download the
company had to offer.
computer what song you want. I remember you used to do that.
Can't afford an iPod.
In hindsight, it was a rather bizarre product.
And it's the easiest to use iPod as well. There's no controls directly on the device.
It didn't have a screen, and as the name suggests, there was no way to choose what you wanted to listen to. Fancier kids, however, were treated to the higher-end iPod Touch. It's essentially an iPhone that can't make phone
Remember
calls
that
or connect
too.
to
I used to
cellular
have that.
data, and it's still available for purchase today. Number 5, RoboSapien. Anything remote controlled was all the rage at the start of the century. And the most coveted machine of all was undoubtedly RoboSapien.
RoboSapien is the first humanoid robot with 67 functions and 4 programming modes.
It was one of the many robo-pets you could buy, in addition to Furbies and iDogs, to name a few.
Yeah, that
The
was had
RoboSapien had a
Furbies.
personality, would walk, dance, and even make noises.
RoboSapien's interactive reflex system makes him spring to life with plenty of attitude. Responsive, intelligent, dynamic robotics.
Still, it was expensive, so not everybody had their own.
I didn't have that on my own either.
But it's safe to say that most kids wanted one. Yet even RoboSapien was overshadowed by its more impressive brother, the RoboRaptor.
From the prehistoric past and the limitless future comes RoboRaptor.
I didn't have those. Sorry.
3 programmable behavior modes.
This toy was arguably even more iconic and didn't look like a tiny human like its predecessor. It goes without saying, but WowWee really outdid themselves with this line of high-tech products. Number 4, Bebo. It wasn't as famous as MySpace, and it didn't stand the test of time like Facebook, but Bebo was many people's first social media platform.
Now, anyone remember Bebo? It was a social networking site that became big, or big-ish, shortly before Facebook then took the world by storm.
There was even a period where it had more users than other sites of its kind in certain countries. If you had an account, you probably spent your days stalking your middle school crush and demanding your friends send you their loves. You likely also posted many poorly edited selfies with song lyrics you related to as captions. Yet, as competition grew, Bebo ultimately failed to remain relevant, despite numerous efforts to revive the platform. But fear not, in 2021, its return as a brand new social networking site was announced.
Step in this man, Michael Birch. With $1 million to spare to buy the social media site and reinvent it, he should have a few ideas about that. After all, he and his wife originally created Bebo back in 2005.
We love a comeback.
I'm back, baby! I'm back!
Number 3, getting a Nintendo Wii. The Wii has since been relegated to history,
I
but it was
remember
arguably one of the
playing
gaming
Wii.
world's most successful
That
forays
was
into
fun.
motion controls. Nintendo was ahead of its time when they launched the device in 2006.
I'll tell you what's wrong. I've been waiting 500 years to play the Nintendo Wii.
It would actually take Sony and Microsoft years to introduce their competitors, PS Move and Kinect. Most importantly,
I don't have
the
Wii
experience
anymore.
of
I get
unwrapping
rid of
a
it.
Wii on your birthday or on Christmas morning. It essentially introduced a future where you could play tennis or go bowling in the comfort of your own home without being a millionaire.
Hey guys. This is how do-over.
There are no do-overs in Wii bowling.
The console brought an entirely new audience to video games and was an integral part of many people's childhoods. Number 2, YouTube buffering. Today, if a YouTube video starts buffering, it likely means there's an issue with your internet.
There's a little hourglass, and it's not letting me do anything. It says buffering. What is that?
Just give it a minute.
Maybe your router is acting up or you've run out of data. But when the platform was in its infancy, buffering was par for the course, despite the video's poor resolution
still do
and
that
short
today.
length.
Can't make out a thing.
Well, I guess you should have had 2 eyes.
Sitting and waiting for a new episode of Equals 3 or Smosh Clip to play was just what you had to do. Sometimes it would actually take as long to load a video as it would to watch it. Thankfully, times have changed. Now, even the most basic internet connection will grant you near instant access to the content your heart desires.
That guy's watching a video. No buffering.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The best TV. Every child probably feels like their generation had the most compelling television. But 2000s kids arguably have the strongest case of all.
You're damn right they do.
There was no shortage of amazing shows that aired throughout the
I love
decade.
South
Gotta be in
Park.
top physical condition.
SpongeBob is my favorite show. Don't judge.
Nickelodeon first gave us SpongeBob SquarePants in 1999 and continued with such hits as iCarly, The Fairly Odd Parents, and Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Who cares? That show
And the magic
sucks.
did not end there. The Disney Channel also had its fair share of iconic programming, ranging from Lizzie McGuire to The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody to Hannah Montana. And we'd be remiss not to mention Cartoon Network, which had Teen Titans and Ben 10, among many others. We could go on for hours, but you probably get the point. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent...
Alright guys, I will see you in my last video, so I see you then.